Where does yesterday's future meet today?
Wait
I like
for it.
this.
He's right here.
My
Right
new music.
Here's Buddy D.
That's me.
All right, all right. Go, Bonnie. Go, Bonnie.
Where does yesterday's future land? When it finally shakes your hand, right at the edge of a brand new screen. Blink once and you know what I mean. The old world folds into a spark. One little switch in the dark, and tomorrow's knocking, just minutes away. Can you hear it rocking? Can you
Here we
hear
go.
it say, technology revolution, future of now.
Future of now. Future of now. Future of now. There we go. Let me
Bunny
stop.
D.
There's Bunny D. There we go. Thank
I
you.
like that.
Welcome,
I like
welcome,
that.
welcome. Okay. We are live streaming. We got an active bunch here. And before I start the show, I have to do a shout out to a very important, very smart, actually brilliant lady we all know who has brought me this marvelous panel. You're going to find out why. Mary Nunnally. Everybody give a round of applause for Mary.
Yes,
Mary
Mary.
introduced me to Patrick and Katya a few years ago, and I'm new with John and with Jose. So let me start the show here and welcome, welcome, welcome. So I have a little ditty. I'm going to read lyrics from a song that predates everybody here, including me. 1907, Will D. Cobb and Gus Edwards wrote a famous song that is considered a parlor song. It was called School Days, and I'll tell you why in a second. Let me read it. John, you might have heard this along the way. Everybody else is kind of a baby. School days, dear old golden rule days, reading and writing and arithmetic taught to the tune of the hickory stick. I think they were slapping your wrists if you didn't do it right, Patrick. You were my queen in calico. I was your bashful barefoot beau. And you wrote on my slate, I love you, Joe, when we were a couple of kids. So has anybody ever heard the song School Days, besides me? No, I heard
Despite your hunch, I have to say no.
I
I
heard it
have
from the
not.
womb. I heard it from the womb, not in the room. Okay, so now let me do the real introduction here. We have a very special topic for all of you today, and we are live streaming. Everybody wave hello to YouTube twice, wave hello to LinkedIn once, wave hello to Facebook twice, and wave hello to the Voice America Media Business Channel. And our engineer for that is
Thanks,
Jordan
Jordan.
Henson, and is here. Here we go. So, welcome to Technology Revolution, the future of now. Will AI help transform learning? We'll explore the when, the where, and the how with Bonnie D on her Scarlett Mic live streaming Bright, the future of learning communities plus AI back to school with a K done right. When I call your name, wave hello. John Richard Lloyd-Hughes, wave hello. John, there we go.
Hi,
Jose
honey.
Guerra, am I pronouncing that right, Jose?
That's
Yes.
correct. Yes.
Katya McEwen, hello Katya, and Patrick Taylor are all here. Owners of Skool Communities whose passion for learning is clear. At our predictions roundtable, they'll reveal what may be in store as AI helps their communities grow, connect, and achieve so much more. And now I have a gift for each of you, and John, you're first. Listen up, and I hope you enjoy this.
Wow.
From Leeds in Yorkshire, where his journey started bold, John chose creativity and marketing over banking's safer hold. When an agency opportunity appeared the very same day, a future in advertising won, and Barclays lost its way. For more than 40 years, John's helped businesses find their unique voice, guiding owners toward growth, helping entrepreneurs rejoice. Through networking and business events, John's built communities that thrive, discovering that helping others succeed has sparked his own passion drive. Now from southern Spain, Grow My Skool Community shows them the way, helping owners build engaged community that can flourish every day. From South Korea to Iceland, members learn, connect, and grow as John shares proven strategies to help their opportunities flow. John, I hope you enjoyed that.
Wow, I'm so glad that's on camera.
Welcome to you, and Jose is next.
Thank you.
You're welcome. From El Salvador, where curiosity sparked questions from the start, Jose explored science, stars, and systems with an open, eager heart. Raised around engines and repairs as his mechanic father led the way, Jose learned how solving problems often starts with one step a day. While many chose traditional paths through college halls and doors, Jose believed that motivated learners could discover so much more. From creating websites for local firms to communities built to last, his passion was helping learners turn knowledge into action fast. As a student first within Skool Communities, he saw what worked and what fell behind. Too many learners started strong, but struggled to stay aligned. Now, through Dexter AI, Jose helps learning communities grow, creating guidance, structure, and accountability so more learners thrive and flow. Jose, I hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you so much. It was a beautiful intro. I appreciate
You're,
it.
you're welcome. I appreciate you. And Katya's next. Welcome back, Katya. From Siberia's snowy landscapes to Ukraine's changing scene, Katya's journey bridges worlds with all the spaces in between. The daughter of a math teacher and engineer, she learned to think and to grow, following both numbers and possibilities wherever her path might go. After losing her father young, resilience became Katya's guide, leading her across continents and across oceans far and wide. From teaching math to banking where new opportunities came into view, she carried the Olympic torch in 2010, an honor few accrue.
Wow.
Next, AI, her oracle cards, and entrepreneurship were her focus along the way, opening unexpected doors and inspiring many a brand new day. Now, through oracle cards, magic, and thriving Skool Communities too, Katya helps creators build, connect, and turn their ideas into revenue. Welcome back, Katya. I hope you like that.
Amazing. I need it in writing.
There you go. These are
Ah.
copyrighted. We'll talk about it. They're not for sale, but they're
All right.
And Patrick, of course. Here we go. Raised in Los Angeles' urban jungle where his story first began, Patrick learned resilience early to become a resilient man. Raised by a remarkable single mother whose guidance helped him grow, he learned determination and independence he'd soon come to know. Graduating high school at 16, Patrick quickly found his way, working in technology and IT, while others his age were at play. From banking systems to internet startups, as digital change took flight, Patrick embraced new opportunities and explored what might be right. Today, from Costa Rica, where creativity and technology share his stage, he helps authors, educators, parents, and creators learn to stay and engage. Through Consistent Characters Community, Patrick teaches storytelling powered by AI, helping imaginative ideas become visual worlds that reach for the sky. Patrick, I hope you like that. Let me finish up here before we all cry. John, Jose, Katya, and Patrick are our futurists today. They're right here, showing how learning communities have a bright future, bright and clear. At our predictions roundtable, they'll reveal what's in store as AI tools and Skool Communities shape learning better than ever before. I hope you all enjoyed your introductions.
I did.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Very
You're
cool.
welcome. You're welcome. What I'd like to do now is go around the table and have you spend just 2 or 3 minutes connecting the dots. If there's anything else you'd like to tell us, specifically focused on the name of, which I mentioned in some cases, the name of, and what your Skool Communities do. So, John, I'm putting you on speaker view so everybody can see that gorgeous shirt you're wearing. I didn't even
Alrighty,
compliment
yeah.
you yet. And why don't you
Sure.
tell us just a little more for 2 minutes, and then we'll go around the table and give everybody a turn. John, welcome.
Absolutely. Thanks. Shirts are my thing. So this is one of many, Bonnie. I first encountered school at the beginning of this year. I've got a marketing background. I've got a passion for helping small business owners, and school spiked my interest. There's a lot of hype around school. There's a lot of promotional activity saying how different it is. So I decided to dip into it myself, did some research, and started my own community at the beginning of this year. My sole aim is to help school community owners succeed on school. Some of them want to monetize, some of them are not interested in doing that. Regardless of what they want to do on school, my job is to help them. I run a free community. It will remain free forever. We do have some paid tiers for various reasons, but my school recently had a name change. It was called the School Owners Network, and I changed it a few weeks ago, and it's now called Grow My School. Simply because the name says what we do on the tin. And for everybody else here on the panel today, I'm sure you'll agree with me that having spent now 5 months on Skool, my research has been validated 100 times over. Skool is genuinely a refreshing platform. Everybody seems to be pulling in the same direction. Everybody's very supportive. The obvious rival to Skool, in my mind, is probably something with Facebook groups, quite possibly. I've used Facebook for many, many years. I've run a couple of groups on there. No comparison for me, no contest. Skool is definitely the future, and I'm living proof of that, and I'm looking forward to making my contribution to make sure that happens.
Thank you. Appreciate the passion and the commitment.
Yeah.
I think that's why you're all here. Jose,
Absolutely.
we'd love to get to know you a little bit more, so I'm putting you on speaker view. Go ahead, tell us more.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for having me, Bonnie. I came to Skool about 2 years ago at the first launch of Alex Ramosi. If you guys know who Alex Ramosi is, great marketer. He partnered up with Skool, and I saw it as a great opportunity. I dived deep into it, knowing that education is changing. We are decentralizing education for everyone to have access to information that prior years you would have to pay thousands of dollars for. So I bet my current education and my future onto this platform, knowing that I can trust myself and know that I can get way farther by learning from people that are actually doing the thing. And so about 8 months ago, I started my own company. It's called Dexter AI, and it's focusing around one thing, which is helping members that are also betting their future to succeed inside of this platform, which is Skool. And since then on, we started creating AI agents that the sole purpose of it is to help the student actually succeed. It's trained on the classroom content, is helping them actually know what they need to do with personalized steps. And it's been an amazing ride. I use it myself to educate myself and knowing what I need to focus on. And yeah, that is pretty much where we're currently at.
Jose, do me a big favor. Take your hat off and hold it underneath your chin. And I want everybody to see how school is spelled and the colors. That's it, right there. Okay, I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Hold on. That's what I want. Thank you so much. All right, let's put it back and see your handsome face again. Okay, I just wanted to represent. Thank you. Very, very well done. Katya, you're next. And by the way, John, I muted you, dear. Don't be offended, but your movement was picking up the Zoom and you were coming on screen a lot, which I know you didn't intend to do. So when you come back to talk, we'll unmute you. Okay, Katya, I'm ready for you. Welcome back. It's been a couple of years. You were on a show with Mary Nunnally and some other artists talking about AI art about 3 years ago, and I'm delighted to have you back. So why don't you tell us what you've been up to and what you do at school? Go ahead.
Well, unlike John and Jose, I actually didn't buy in Skool right away. I came to Skool to support my mentor, Evelyn Weiss, and hopefully you know who she is, the queen of Skool, the queen of ads, who runs ads for Skool right now. And I said to her, Evelyn, I'll come anywhere you are. I'll support you. Don't expect me to participate. I will come and support you, and I'll learn what I need to do, but I hate it. My ADHD brain absolutely hated it at first. So I was not a fan at the beginning. And now I understand what Evelyn was trying to tell me. It's an acquired taste. Because when you acquire that taste, you really don't want to be anywhere but in Skool. Just like John said, Facebook groups, I had my membership as a community on Facebook groups, and it became dead. And we really revamped it when I switched and migrated it into Skool. So even so, I knew about the school for a couple of years. I only started seriously building on Skool in September. And with my Oracle Cards Magic memberships that I migrated to Skool. But most importantly, I'm number 8 in Skool games right now with my new community that I just opened in January, Oracle Connections. And in this community, we're all about connecting and matchmaking, not a dating matchmaking. I'm matchmaking to businesses, collaborations, and networking, and teaching people how to really create profitable, soulful businesses. I'm all about soulful entrepreneurs and creatives and helping them to showcase and share their gifts in a very meaningful way and making money while we're doing that.
Thank you so much, Katya. It's always a delight having you on the show. Thank you. And thanks for your, shall I say, your open and honest approach that you really weren't a fan in the beginning and you didn't think about joining. Mary is coaxing me, and I'm coaxing myself a little to think about joining as a community owner this summer. I have some downtime in July, so I might ask, thank you, Jose. I might ask some of you for some ideas, but I'll tell you off air later what my plan is. So delighted to have you all here. Patrick, you're back.
Hello,
And I'm
yes.
putting you back on speaker view, and let's hear some of your brilliance. What do you do on Skool? Go ahead.
Man, okay, so I've been on Skool since I think August of 2025. It was a unplanned transition from Facebook. I had a large, well, my group is called Consistent Characters on Skool, and I also had a page and a group on Facebook with the same name. I had around 7,000 group members, but then unfortunately everything got shut down for, I don't know, their AI bot went crazy and they said I violated some community rules. So I was forced to find a new location. And then luckily Skool found me. And so I started my new community. I like it because of the classroom environment. I know Jose, I'm in Jose's group, but I haven't actually taken advantage of using Dexter. But my school is for the sole purpose is to educate people on, hey, how they can use consistent characters for stories, for any type of marketing, UGC content. I've been in the game of consistent characters since 2023, so it's changed a lot. It's a lot easier to keep consistency now, but so I've migrated towards the usage of consistent characters, stories, films, marketing, products, this and that. So I just try and educate them on that, but it's free, and there's also tiered levels for classes, et cetera, things like one-on-ones. But it's been a good ride. Some different, challenging, as far as engagement, and then I probably should hook up with Jose and Dexter to make that happen.
There you
But
go. How did you pick the name Consistent Characters? It doesn't exactly trip off the tongue, Patrick. It's
um
interesting. It's got some gravitas to it. How did you pick that?
because like I said, so it's a continuation from what I did on Facebook, because it was the consistency. How do you keep a character consistent in visually in stories, right? So back in 2023, we were just using if Dolly and things like, you didn't have what the models can do now with consistency. So hey, my group is consistent characters, and I said, hey, if you understand it is what it is. Consistent characters.
I do. Thank you. And consistency is something that matters in all kinds of branding. And that's what we tell
Right.
people. I have a friend, I won't name her, who is an artist and a poet and a writer in Hawaii. And she was recently doing a live art event locally there on the island. And it was interesting, but her name was put on a poster without her 2 middle initials, K period, C period, her first name and her last name. And I said to her, I thought you usually used initials in the middle, like I'm always Bonnie D. And she said, oh, the people who did the poster for her, the promo, omitted the letters. I said, please go back to them and tell them that is your brand.
That's your
That's
brand.
how you're the author of your books and your art with that brand. So Patrick, consistency, I get it. You have to have a consistent brand. See, when I do the show, I always have this background with the hourglasses. There's a consistency, even though the opening music has changed. Boy,
It is
it's
a
changed.
foundation.
It is a foundation, that's right. And it's recognition. It's familiarity. That's why companies used to go into advertising in magazines and newspapers so that when you open the pages, oh, I know that. Oh, yeah, I need a router. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go to them. Oh, I need a car. I'm going to go. There was always that consistency and that brand recognition. So thank you. Thank you all for adding to your introductions. I'm delighted. Show's over. No, I'm only kidding. Okay, let's go to the part where I've asked, but I sent her all that stuff. What's she going to do with it? Listen, it's a low budget show, and I'm the green room warm up comedian. And Jose, sometimes I try to be funny on the air. John, I'm going to ask you to unmute, please. And let's go to the part of the show where we have John's going to unmute if he can. There we go. Good. We're going to go to the part of the show where I asked each of you very briefly to send me a quote, a fictional quote from a fictional character in a movie or a TV show or a song lyric. I have a little background I've done about it. You may have seen it in the invitation that I enhanced. And I'm going to read a little bit about the quote and ask you in 2 minutes to tell me what it has to do with what you do on school or why you're on school. So John's quote is from Albus Dumbledore, played by Richard Harris. Of course, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets 2002 fantasy film, directed by Chris Columbus. I love that name, from a screenplay by blah, 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 based on the 1998 novel Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. We all know that. The sequel to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and the second installment in the series, Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go to, okay. And the film grossed only $878 million worldwide. It was the second highest grossing film of 2002. That's pretty successful.
That's impressive.
They were charging for tickets. Okay, John picked this quote. It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices. What an iconic, classic quote. John, 2 minutes. Tell us what this has to do with what you do on school.
Well, I don't think I could have found a better quote for school, really, because, I mean, in a school community, it takes many things to be successful. But what is probably the least important is your actual knowledge, wisdom, experience in a particular niche. Because to run a successful school, you have to make a lot of choices. You have to choose to show up every day. You have to choose or have the desire to genuinely help other people. You have to choose to be supportive of other people. And I think one of the biggest things for me on school, it's not only about teaching, as Jose said earlier, it's very much about learning as well. And of course, these are all choices that we have to make. So being the smartest person in the room does not equal success on school. You have to fit into what works on school. You have to be part of that ethos. And the management of school come across to me as a group of people who want their members to succeed. I didn't get that from Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook. So for me, if your mindset aligns with school, no matter what your knowledge, experience, wisdom, no matter your niche, make the right choices, you can succeed on school, whether you want to monetize or not.
Thank you. That's very encouraging and very engaging. Thank you very much. Yes, okay. And by the way, what is the main website for school? Is it skool dot what? What is it, com or org? What do we use?
.com.
Com, okay, because Jordan, our other engineer, is asking. So Jordan, it's skool.com. I'm encouraging him to go and check out your communities. I think he'd be a great addition to some of them. He might even want to start his own. Let's go to Jose. You have picked a quote from, this is interesting, Monkey D. Luffy, One Piece.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, Monkey D. Luffy is voiced by Mayumi Tanaka in Japanese and Colleen Klinkenbeard in English. One Piece, stylized in all cap, is a Japanese anime TV series premiered on Fuji Television and its FNS affiliates in October 1999, based on the manga, I hope I'm saying that right, a manga series, One Piece. Since its premiere, 1,100 episodes have aired and were exported to over 80 countries. The adventures of Monkey D. Luffy, a young man whose body gained the properties of rubber after unintentionally eating a devil fruit. We're just going to stop right there. Okay, so here is the quote Jose has picked. As long as I'm alive, there are infinite chances. Interesting. Jose, what does this have to do with what you do on school? Go ahead.
Yeah, so as I explained in the beginning, I put a bet on myself to, embark myself in this learning journey and truly believe that I can learn anything with the internet and now with communities, especially from people that are doing the thing, right? And so there are many things that you can learn, and there are many things that you could do, and you will always start at the beginning at each endeavor that you choose to. And so, as long as I'm alive, I can always embark myself on a new journey. I will probably start from the beginning. I will probably be bad at it at first, but I will have the chance to go on, learn it, and become good at it eventually. So I have infinite choices as long as I'm alive.
Knowing you for exactly the 46 minutes that I do, I don't think you're going to make a lot of mistakes, Jose. I'm impressed with all of you. So there you go. There's a little pat on the back for you. Thank you. Katya, I'm going to your quote. This is from Dean Kansky, played by Jeremy Piven, one of my favorite actors, speaking to Jonathan Traeger, played by John Cusack, in the 2001 romantic comedy Serendipity. The character Dean is known for his witty philosophical advice, particularly his belief that, this will be resonating for all of you. Life is a tapestry of meaningful moments. And he writes a mock obituary for Jonathan to cheer him up, which encapsulates the film's theme of fate and serendipity. I won't go into the whole plot here, but here's the quote Katya selected. You know, the Greeks didn't write obituaries. They only asked one question after a man died. Did he have passion? Oh, Katya, this is a big deal quote. Talk to me. How'd you pick this and what does this have to do with your community? Go.
Well, if we're not passionate about something, why even do that? So to me, and especially on school, just like John was saying, we have a choice to show up. We have a choice to help people. And as long as we live, like Jose was saying, right? So we will learn and we'll start doing something new every day and be better at that. But if we don't have that passion, if we're not having fun, we might as well go back to corporate where I was before, right? So to me, it's about the passion, it's about leaving legacy, it's about helping our members to grow, helping our members to get to where they want to get. And if we're not passionate, we might as well choose different topic and create school community about something we're passionate about. And I think it also resonates with Sam Owens, right? So the CEO of Skool, is he always talks about if you're passionate about something, open school community, because people will gravitate to you. And if you're not passionate about that, then change the topic and do what you're passionate about. So to me, being passionate is equal to leaving a legacy in what is that you want to live in this world, right? So change people's lives is the biggest thing. And what does it have to do with my community? Well, I'm all about matchmaking. And again, matchmaking, not a dating type of matchmaking, but I will match you with different communities. So we will find you the perfect people for your communities. We will find people who you can collaborate with. We will find people who are going to be great members for your community as well, because my community is both B2B and B2C. I have both of the people and members in my community. And it's all about passionate, because I am passionate about helping soulful entrepreneurs and creatives. And this is where it all starts.
Thank you very much. I sense, I hear, I feel so much generosity among all four of you for why you do this. You're generous with your passion and with your commitment and with your consistency and with the characters you've created, the personas of who you are. Before I get all philosophical and mushy here, let's go to Patrick's quote. Patrick has picked a quote from V, played by Hugo Weaving. V for Vendetta, 2005 dystopian thriller, a screenplay written by the Wachowski brothers and directed by James McTeague in his directorial debut, based on the 1988-89 DC Vertigo, I'm getting dizzy already, limited series graphic novel V for Vendetta by Alan Moore, David Lloyd, and Tony Ware. The cast of the movie included Natalie Portman, Hugo Weaving, Stephen Rea, and John Hurt. My goodness, it's a totalitarian regime that has subjugated, John, don't be upset, the UK. It centers on a masked vigilante who attempts to ignite a revolution. I'm just going to stop there. It was a box office success. It grossed Ready for this? Patrick, I bet you wish you invested in this one as an
I know,
angel.
right?
$134.7 million, and the budget was 50 million. Oh my goodness gracious. And by the
Iconic.
way, Alan Moore was dissatisfied with the adaptations of his other works, and he declined to watch the film and didn't even want to be credited in it and didn't want royalties. Interesting. Here is the quote. We're not going to get political here, but
Yeah,
help.
yeah.
Patrick says this quote, symbols are given power by people. Patrick, what does this mean for your community?
Oh man, so this we'll take it to the whole of school, right?
Okay.
People associate school with the opportunity to grow communities, to be a part of something, right? And the more it will tie it into consistency, the more you put out that message of, hey, I'm helping you with this, people start to believe in what you offer or what you say you can do, right? So that momentum grows, that power grows. I mean, the reason I chose that quote was originally it had nothing to do with school, but I'm tying it into school. But I think when you say it's consistency, right? When people say, okay, consistent characters, if you see that enough, oh, this guy can help me with my storyline, this and that, right? That it builds its own momentum, right? Or if they say, hey, Dexter is a system that'll help me analyze my school, and you see that enough, I start to believe I trust this guy, right? But it's the people that give your brand that power, right? So school itself it's a huge mechanism, but it's starting to grow and grow and grow. I mean, and now they're on Facebook, right? And it's just spreading. But it's the people based on what you believe that, hey, if Katya's group helps me with that, I support her. I'll tell somebody else because they believe in that brand. So that's what I meant by that, right?
Thank you. And the word that keeps popping up is communities. And I call this episode The Future of Learning Communities. Not learning, because I've had learning with teachers on before, instructors talking about AI in the classroom. This is bigger. This is the learning community. And I'll just tell you briefly that many years ago, in between corporate jobs, I was doing marketing for banks and software companies. In between jobs, I started selling on eBay because I needed a little bit of income. I needed some fun. And it was very interesting. One day I walked into my adult education locally in my community on Long Island, New York, and I said, hey, I think I know enough about eBay. I'd like to teach eBay selling. And the woman I had known for years, her name was Rana, and she said, guess what? We I don't know why, but we just fired the guy who's starting the new class next Wednesday. Can you be ready to teach? I said, okay, you know me, I'll do it. So I walked into a classroom of 6 PCs, and it was a doctor, there was a lawyer, there was what we used to call a housewife, a woman who took care of her family and didn't work outside the home, and a teacher, and all kinds. And I went through and created this whole scenario of coming up with stories about what they were selling and why. And they were each working on their own PC. And I came up with a storytelling method of teaching completely by the seat of my pants. I had no idea what I was. So that was, in a way, I think, a microcosm of a learning community, right? And the class was sold out consistently. Of course, there were only 6 seats in the lab, 6 PCs, but there was a waiting list for my classes all the time. So I did a little teaching. I just want to share that with you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the quotes, everyone. Let's go to the part of the show. We're really here for our roundtable on predictions. I'm going to read, John, I'm reading a little bit of your first one and a little bit of your fourth one. You don't have to look for anything. I'll read it. I want you to take about 3 minutes and unpack it, or less than that if you want to do it faster. And then I'm going to quickly go around the table and ask Patrick, Jose, and Katya in any particular order if it resonates with them. So this is our round table. Then I'll pick one from Jose, a prediction, and we'll go around the table after you unpack it, etc., for Katya and for Patrick. So here we go. John says, number 1, AI is going to be the best thing that ever happened to small business owners, giving them access to the kind of insight and support only big companies could afford before, and finally letting them compete on their own terms. That's great. That's a good foundation. But what I really want to focus on is your number 4, John. You say, I use an AI-created digital avatar to produce my promotional videos. It gives me a professional Here's that word, consistent result, Patrick, every time. See how it pops up without having to worry about background noise, lighting, and retakes. So I expect more and more businesses to use this, keeping video content at the top of the tree in terms of marketing collateral. So this is practical, it's pragmatic, it's hands-on. So John, I'm putting you back on speaker view. Why don't you tell us just a little bit about this and what it means to your community, and then we'll find out what everybody thinks. Go ahead, John.
Sure. Thank you, Bonnie. I did wrestle with using a digital avatar of myself to create videos, and I decided to use one. I use a digital avatar. We keep coming back to this word consistency. So I could produce consistent video content. We've all tried to do selfie videos on our phones. Maybe we've set up a little room somewhere, but then you've got to worry about lighting. You've got to worry about sound. You've got to worry about somebody barging through the door. You've got to worry about, is your hair looking good today, and all that sort of stuff. The digital avatar for me is obviously based on a photograph of myself. Does it make me look a little bit better than I do in real life? Maybe it does, but that's not the intention. But it's so that people have a standard recognizable figure that turns up day after day after day after day. And it's important for me to be able to do that. I probably wouldn't have chosen number 4. I would have chosen one of my other predictions about AI helping me to produce a series of apps to help other people with their school communities and earn money to support their families. But the AI for me, absolutely wonderful. I can write a script. I can write that script myself. I can put it into AI. It will produce a video based on my digital avatar. The sound's perfect. The image quality is perfect. I can adjust the delivery depending on what I'm wanting to say. And at the end of the day, I get a top quality video that's produced in minutes rather than redoing it over a period of 2 or 3 hours.
Thank you. That's why I picked it, because I wanted to give people something to understand that you as a community owner, as a leader, as a founder, John, are using AI tools to help get the word out and to represent. That's why I picked it. We know the foundation is Learning Community School is bringing people together and helping everybody and helping businesses and teams. But I wanted to get into some of the, forgive me, nitty gritty of what you actually use it for. This is an AI positive show. And somebody recently suggested an author to me for a future topic. I shouldn't even be saying this, but I'm going to, and I think you'll all appreciate it. And when she found out that this is an AI positive platform, opportunities, benefits, not rah-rah, but what are we actually doing with it? What is positive? What is an opportunity? She lashed out and said, any writer of fantasy stories who has to use AI in any capacity doesn't deserve to be writing. And she said, I'm coming on. You have to teach me why I should even respect it. And I said, you're excused. I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm here to talk to the people like the 4 of you who understand that it's a tool that can help. There are benefits that we can seize on for specific purposes. That's why we're here. So John, that was a perfect example. Let's quickly go around the table. Patrick, you're dancing on me. There you go. Patrick, you start quickly. Are you using avatars and videos, comments quickly? And then Jose and Katya, go.
Well, I am. I use it from a teaching capacity. I finally, after 2 years, did one for myself. I was kind of hesitant, but I did it for myself. But I use them on a daily basis, more from a teaching example aspect. I think it's awesome, right? So reusability.
There you go. And consistency.
And with consistency.
There we go. That's the word of the day. Jose, what do you think? Unmute, please. There you go.
Yeah. I'm using it every day. I work with many community owners throughout the platform. And so one of the things that we do is that we reconstruct the classroom and we give it a new feel. And I'll loop back and connect the dots, but many of the problems in classrooms is that it looks too unorganized. It's very chaotic at visual. And so one of the things that we do is make it look more clean, right? With a structure, roadmap type of visuals. And we use a lot of AI assets to create it so it can match the branding of the community owner. We also do the AI agents, which is a AI avatar of the creator. So there's a lot of AI avatar, by the way, also in my community, I did myself as Mario from Mario Bros.
Hmm.
Mm.
For my own branding. And so I love it because you can use a lot of these tools, image generations, to explore your creativity.
There you
And
go.
I think that I was able to find myself very well in that specific section.
Thank you. Katya, briefly, are you using it in any kind of video or avatar component?
I don't necessarily use it in the videos, but I definitely use it in a lot of themes. Just like what Jose was explaining, we want to bring that themes to some stuff that we're doing. So for me, I use themes, for example, in the summits that I run. So my next summit is all about Bridgerton, and myself and my business partner, we turned ourselves in the character of Bridgerton, and we even write everything with the theme of dear soulful reader,
Oh
not
yeah.
the dearest, not the, yeah,
Oh yeah.
dearest.
The last episode of the recent season was so steamy I had to open the window to air out the room. It was just they did some stuff in that. Dear reader, you dear gentle reader, you're doing dear soulful
Dear
reader.
soulful reader.
Thank
Yes.
you, Katja.
Yeah.
John, that was great. That's why I used it because I knew it would spark a conversation here. Let's go. I'm looking at the time here. Why don't we go to Jose? I'm picking a more generalized prediction from you. Number one, Jose, I'll read it. You say, I believe AI will completely change online education by making it far more, here's the key word, personalized, interactive, and adaptive to
Mm.
each individual instead of forcing everybody into the same system.
Mm.
Jose, give us about a 2 minute explanation here, and then we'll go around the table, please.
Yeah, sounds good. So, my product focuses on AI agents that is trained on the community owner's classroom. And so, the biggest issue that I saw, especially as a student myself onboarding into new classrooms and new communities, is that everything is very general. It's one, rigid path for everyone to take on. But one of the things about school and just, in general is that not everyone is in the same stage. You'll have someone that is at the beginning, you have someone that is in the middle, and you have someone that is advanced, and they all have to be following that specific path. That is the traditional education. But now with AI, we have the capabilities to customize this education with with profile details. So one of the things that we do is um, before giving you access to this AI agent, we ask you a couple questions that allows the agent to know more about you. So it's customized to your specific avatar. And then what it does, it takes everything, sorry about that.
That's okay.
What it does, it takes out everything that lives in the classroom and it customizes a specific path for you. So if you are a beginner, it's going to suggest the beginner path. If you are intermediate, it's going to suggest a more intermediate roadmap, and if you're advanced, and so on. So this has been great because everyone has their own nuances, everyone has their own things that they would like to focus on. Not everyone wants to do the same thing. And so with an agent that is trained and is specifically for you, you can have a more adaptive learning experience, and that's what we focus on.
Thank you very, very much. Let me go around the table here. And Katja, why don't we start with you? Does this resonate with you? Just briefly, let's go
Yeah,
around.
absolutely. So, especially for the communities that follows that structure of the classroom, right? So we also need to understand there is a different types of communities. Some communities like mine, I don't have any education in one of them, right? So it's all based on community and engagement and me doing the matchmaking. But the communities where we have the curriculum, it's so important because, like Jose said, everyone joins at different levels. And we
Mhm.
want to make sure we meet them there. So that is really cool. So I definitely will be checking it out for my
Thank
other
you.
community. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Patrick, briefly, what do you think?
Oh, I'm in agreement, definitely. I see the learning communities will grow exponentially, but the personalization, because I'm a fan of AI agents. I on the side I'm deep diving into it. So I think, yeah, with the ability to suck up all the data on a person per person basis, you can actually tailor the educational path as they need it, right? So if anybody's like an introvert and they need a little hand holding or something like that, cuddling like that, it can help them grow, right? So.
Oh yeah, I'm an introvert. Thank you, John. Briefly, what do you think? Agree with what Jose proposed here?
Yeah, I do. I think we're basically all saying the same thing, and that one type of delivery does not fit all. And the more, I think bespoke is probably a similar word to tailored, but it's probably a more powerful word. But the more bespoke that delivery of whatever the topic is, the more bespoke the delivery of that teaching to you as a person, you're going to learn more from it. That's without question.
There we go. Does anybody remember when you were in school, honor roll on the board? It was an honor roll with gold stars. I was always number 3. Anne and Shelley were always number 1 and 2. I was always embarrassed. I could never get out of number 3 in the top of the class. It was just, and the day that I failed a math test and he put me in the back row, I got a C on a math test.
Yeah.
Was just absolutely shocking. So, do you have grading in your communities? Do you put people on the spot like that, or is this much more?
No.
No. Okay. Thank goodness. We'll leave it right there. Let's go to Katya's prediction, and we're going to introduce a new word here. This is interesting. Katya says, prediction number 2. I believe AI will help so many school community owners to create, here it is, gamification, not just based on artificial performative actions, but with meaningful companion tools that can help members progress in their learning faster. Here's the key, while having fun and playing. Okay, Katya, 3 minutes. Tell me, when are we going to start to play? Go ahead. I think we are already.
When am I going? We're starting to play right now.
Right now.
Yeah, and school already has somewhat of the gamification and leaderboards and all of that stuff that we can utilize. And when we utilize it properly, when we reward people to achieving next level for engagement and we give them something meaningful to look for, it's already great. But with AI, when we can add extra interactive tools, like, for example, one of the interactive tools I have in my community is a gratitude jar. And when people get to the level 2, they open this gift with gratitude jar and they can pick different things and it will ask them questions with the prompt, journaling prompt. And I know when my people get to level 2, I don't need to performatively celebrate them because I can see that they are actually using the prompts and they sharing what they're grateful about based on the prompt they got out of the jar. So those little interactive tools, and I build them in Claude as the Claude and artifacts, and those interactive tools create a lot of engagement if you're using them correctly. And it's introducing a lot of playfulness. All of my interactive tools have a lot of cool effects, like, for example, cursor of the mouse that is a flame, like Olympic flame for me playing in school games, or magic wand with the stars trailing, and I can just sit here and play with it all day with my cursor, right? So what I'm trying to say is the more playfulness that we're going to introduce into our communities, the easier it is for them to learn. Because there was a study that said that normally it takes about 400 repetitions for somebody to learn new skill. However, if we introduce play, it drops down to 20 repetitions. From
What?
400 to 20. And that study was for children. So I think it will be similar in adults as well. So that's why we want those playfulness, like Jose turned himself into Mario, right? So we want that playfulness there. I turned myself into matchmaker. Every time I match somebody, I put big word match and really fun gif of matchmaker, right? So the more we introduce that, the more people will connect, open up, be more vulnerable, and having fun and growing while they're doing that.
Thank you. Love it. Love gamification and the idea of fun and playing. That's what we try to do here while we're this show is known for humanizing technology topics. That's why we're all here. We're real people having a conversation. Instead of going around the table for this, because I'm looking at the time, we have a few minutes left. Patrick, I'm going to add your prediction 3, which I believe builds on what we've been talking about. It would be a nice way to wrap up. Patrick says, learning community administrators and leaders will become experts, and he puts a capital E on experts, at designing learning experiences. I think this is what Katya's been talking about. AI will help them create the challenges, guide the discussions, suggest the projects, provide examples, and real-world applications. Patrick, I'll give you 3 minutes for this, and then I think we're going to wrap up. This is a nice way to add to the conversation. So, Patrick, you're on speaker view. Go, please.
All right. So that prediction, I wholeheartedly believe in that because the society we live in, it's data driven now. So with the personalization of using AI agents and getting in touch with people, the admin people, we are learning more about who's in our community, right? And then they will tell us, hey, I want to do this, Patrick. Can you make the community more interactive this way? So we learn how to design communities for specific niches, whatever we call it. But we are learning a new skill, right? AI it handles the hard work. So we level up and you learn how to design the best school for your environment. But it's a new skill. So I do believe that prediction will come true, and it's happening now. All right, because AI takes care of all the dirty, gritty, hard stuff that we don't have to worry about anymore.
There you go. The stuff that we want to bring ourselves at a higher level of adding the human touch, the human compassion, the human creativity, the human feelings to what we don't need to do at that bottom level. There we go. Well, now I want to go around the table quickly. Jose and then John, I want you two to chime in on what we've just heard from Katya and Patrick. Jose, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd like to add a little bit more on what Patrick said, and this is something that we are doing and focusing a lot. So, as AI came to came to the door, we as creators, as educators, as people that really want to focus on helping people or human connection, technology and software has been able to move from doing the admin stuff. You no longer need to do the admin, the boring stuff. You can now focus on human connection and be able to actually help people out. One of the things that we focus on is to build and have these AI agents take care of all of that stuff. And so I do think that technology is moving into that direction where you no longer need to focus or know or learn this nuances of admin stuff and do all that work, and now you can focus on building that
creativity
above the infrastructure. John, briefly, I can give you about 30 seconds. Talk to me.
Yeah, fine. I think Skool is another great example of no matter how much or how little you use AI, you cannot fake it on Skool. My best advice to anybody wanting to start a community would to be yourself, be as transparent as you can, but you've got to do it from the heart. And if you're not doing it from the heart, and if you're letting AI do it all for you, you're not going to succeed.
See, that we needed that too. We did. I have a prediction of my own. And the prediction is that the 4 of you are going to accept my invitation to come back on. And instead of doing this around about, you're going to help us deep dive into your communities and do a little visual, some exploration. You can send me images. I'll be glad to display them. If you want to send me some of your avatar videos, I will show them. John, I'll put them on the screen. And I'd like to actually do a show and tell about your communities. Would you like to come back and do that, Jose and Katya,
sure.
John and Patrick? Good. Well, stick around. We'll set a date. I'm going to go out with some closing music. And again, put your hands together for Mary Nunnally for bringing you all to me. I said to her, by the way, Mary belongs to a baking community, and every weekend she puts a picture on Facebook of she did bagels and she did babkas and she did all kinds. She's inspiring me to bake more too. I don't need it, but it's good. Okay, I'm going to put on the music from my new show, which is called Say What? Good News. And we're going to go out to that 1 minute. And then we're going to, all right. You can dance differently to this. I do this 5 days a week. Talk about passion, John. Every morning, 4.5 minutes. Listen up. Say what? Morning coffee in my cup. Scrolling. I've had enough. Same old drama, same old feed. Flip that dial. That's what I need. How about you? Let those bad vibes fade. We've had enough of those. Hit play. Good news. Let's lift that mood. That's what you're doing at school. Skool.com.
Did you write these lyrics?
I helped to write them, and Suno did the rest.
Okay.
Let's go out. Here we go. Everybody say